Hey, what's up, Bully fam? Chris here of Film Bully Camp, signing in once again. Today we're gonna talk about paper hanging in the American Bully game, and how do some of the breeders do it? How do they do it? How do they sneak in those fake paperworks in those registries, American Bully registries, and how to avoid it so that you won't be cheated on it. Okay? Please watch through until the end of the video. Let's go! What is paper hanging in the American Bully game? Paper hanging is like cheating, in short. Cheating the paperworks. That means they're using a paperwork that's not real for that puppy or for that dog. They use one paperwork for one puppy that the puppy didn't even belong to that paperwork. So I'm gonna put some situations so that we know how they do it. For the past 2 months, I was looking for a Merle stud to add to my camp, and I was able, for 2 months, I was looking for it. And through the search, I was able to ask a well-known breeder of exotic American bullies. And I hit him up and asked about the post that he made. And he said verbally and vocally that we are gonna use we are gonna hang the paperwork of that puppy that I'm gonna buy. So I was shocked. Really? I told him, let me see what you got there. So I got curious. So he showed me the puppy, and he went to his envelopes and he grabbed a papers, look at the age of the dog in the paperwork, and oh, this will be good for him. This will be good for that. So clearly I saw it in my own eyes that he is gonna hang the paperwork. He is gonna use a different paperwork for that puppy that I'm gonna buy. I said to myself, no, I'm not gonna buy it. So I really told him I'm not gonna buy it, because I asked him, is there a Merle in the parents? Is there a Merle in the pedigree that we're gonna use for that puppy? And he said, there's not even a Merle in the pedigree. So how did it happen? So I'm gonna give you situations wherein how do these breeders sneak in their fake paperwork for the puppies to get registered. Okay, let's go. We're gonna scrutinize how do these breeders get their extra paperwork that they're keeping to hang the papers for the puppies that they're selling. Okay, number one. If the breeder owns the bitch and the stud in the breeding, that will be an easy thing for them to apply for extra paperwork. Just for example, the bitch had 6 puppies, and the process is you're gonna apply for puppy litter registration, and the puppy litter registration, they will say 6 puppies. But the thing is, the stud owner will be contacted by the registry. When the registry contacted the stud owner, of course, he owns also the stud, so he will say, okay, I'll approve it. So once the stud owner approves it, the registry sends them what's the number of puppies they report. So if they reported 6 puppies, they will get 6 puppy litter registration. But sometimes the truth is they had only 3 puppies. And so when the registry sends them 6 puppy litter registration, so they will have 3 extra puppy registrations. And they can use that in the future or sell them to hang paperworks for the puppies that they're gonna sell. Okay, that's number one. Okay, let's go to number two. Okay, so they got already 6 puppies, 6 puppy litter registration from that situation. And for example, 4 only survive with those puppies. So they will have 2 extra puppy litter registration they will have 2 extra puppy litter registration. Of course, they're gonna keep that, and if they will need it, they can sell it and make some money out of it. The people from the outside, they stole a dog and they want the dog to have paperwork. So they contact the breeder if he has extra paperwork, and then he sells them for like 1K for one paperwork. So that the puppy that they stole will have a paperwork. It's really dangerous. It's like it's really cheating and very dangerous. It's like fraud. So okay, number 3. This is a good one. Okay, the breeder get a bitch that's ready for breeding, and he got 2 studs. He got 2 studs, stud A and stud C. So let's put the bitch as letter B. So what the breeders do is breed stud A to stud B. Stud A is not that famous, and he's only like being promoted, upcoming stud. So he breeds stud A to bitch B. And what he reports, and the breeder got a famous stud too, and we will name that stud C. So what the breeder will do is report to the registry that he did a breeding with bitch B to stud C. But in truth, he used stud A to stud B. So, and the people around will know that, because they will make a breeding banner and everything to promote that it's a breeding between stud C, the famous stud, with the bitch B. So people will be like, oh wow, they're gonna buy the puppies because they know that it came from stud C and bitch B, which is a good combination. But the truth is they use stud A to bitch B, and they won't tell that. So the people will buy and they get cheated because they get the subpar puppies from stud A and bitch B, but they thought that the puppies came from stud C and bitch B. So that's considered paper hanging for me, because they report it falsely that they did the stud A to bitch B breeding, but the truth is it's stud C to bitch B, which is considered cheating already. And they call it this style as pedigree boosting. Pedigree boosting is like you're selling the puppies from a subpar breeding and using a famous stud that produces that, and tell the people that you breed that famous stud to your bitch. But the real truth is you use a subpar stud on your bitch. The thing with that is, the reason why they're doing that is they don't want other people to have more better dogs than them, because the people are getting the subpar stud, the stud A, and he's not proven yet, and he doesn't throw good puppies maybe. So, and the people who's buying from them, they know that the puppies came from stud C, which is a famous stud, and he throws good. But the real truth is it's from the subpar breeding. So that's considered paper hanging too, because they're using a different parent of the puppies and they report it to the registry. So if you're gonna buy dogs or puppies, you better buy to reputable breeders. The one that somebody that you can trust, somebody that you can see how they do it, somebody that you can visit the kennel. Because it's hard. All the while you know that you're getting the good puppies from Stud C and Beach B, but the breeders, the real breeders know that they use the subpar, but they won't tell you because they don't want be like overstepped at. They don't want be they don't want the other people to have good or better dogs than them. They will only use the real semen of Stud C to Beach B for as for their own kennel. They use it only in-house. They won't use stud C for other people. They will just use stud A to another beach because he stud A is not doesn't throw, it's not proven yet, or doesn't throw good puppies that like what stud C can produce. So that's what they call pedigree boosting. So please be careful. Number 4 in the list is they use two studs. Again, they use two studs. It's called dual sire. And in their breeding banners, in their advertisement, they will say that they use only one stud, the famous stud. The people who or the customers, they don't know that they did two studs. They use two studs. Sometimes they use a different breed to add bone to the breeding without declaring that it's a hybrid or something like that. Hybrid is like mixing breeds when you do breeding. For example, from a Beach B is like an American Bully, and they use a stud that's a Frenchie just to make the breeding smaller. That's considered a hybrid breeding. So they don't tell that to the customers. That's why the puppies are small when they come out, something like that. The breeders, they won't DNA the pups too, so that they they won't DNA the pups because they declared only one that they use this stud, their stud. They did not declare that they use a Frenchie on that breeding because they will get busted. So that's considered another paper hanging because they used a different breed to the American Bully, and that's a hybrid breeding, but they won't declare it to the registry, and they will just say that they use the same American Bully stud too. Okay, just be careful with those breeders that are not reputable. Have two litters at the same time from two different mom or bitch, two different breedings. The thing is, one breeding they use a better stud, and the female is more like beautiful than the other breeding. So they have two litters. So what they're gonna do is put some of the puppies to the better breeding. Number 1 breeding is got 5 and number 2 breeding got 5. So they will take 2 puppies from the subpar breeding and put it in the better breeding. So they will declare 7 puppies produced in the better breeding, and they will declare 3 puppies only in the subpar breeding. So when they report to the registry, they will report 7 puppies, and 2 of that came from the subpar breeding. So they can sell the puppies more, and they're gonna show that those puppies from the subpar breeding is the real puppies too of the better breeding. Okay, that's considered fraud too or cheating because they just mix two puppies from the subpar breeding to the better breeding. That's not right. So it's like falsification of documents. The two puppies will have their parents, the badass, they call the badass mom and dad, and they will be carrying that pedigree when they grow up. So sometimes the puppies won't be looking the same because they have different parents, especially the two, and the quality is gone, you know, because they're from the subpar breeding. But some breeders really do that. Okay, last one. Sometimes we hear that dogs are stolen when an old man is walking their dogs in the park and somebody just grab the puppy and steals it. Take note, these dogs are beautiful dogs and are expensive, but they don't have paperwork. When somebody steals it, they look to buy paperwork. So they look in Craigslist, in Hoobly. They post that how can I register my puppies. So these bad breeders will send message to them and they will sell these fake paperworks to them. So just to have those stolen puppies, to have documentation and registration. So that's another way by which stolen puppies get registered, get to have paperwork. So please be careful when you're buying puppies. You have to buy puppies from reputable breeders. Do not buy puppies when you're not sure where it came from. You will know. Just visit the kennels and everything. You will know the owners, how they talk, how they deal business with you. This paper hanging of like the falsification documents of paperwork for these puppies or dogs that are being sold has been happening ever since way back in that year, way back in the past years with the pit bulls, with the other breeds too. It happens. It's just that it's hard to know unless there are two ways that you can avoid this hanged papers when you buy a puppy or dog. Number one is buy it from a reputable breeder. Those breeders, they let you visit the kennel and you can see that they're really taking care of the dogs. Yeah, buy from people you know, from the breeders you know. Ask for referral so that you get the real deal and you get what you pay for the puppy, and you get the real pedigree or paperwork for the puppy. Number two, when you're gonna buy a puppy, make sure some breeders, the reputable breeders, they DNA their dogs, all of their dogs. So that's the only way by which you can have integrity, because this DNA, when you DNA a dog or your stud or your bitch, it goes into a database like Embark. They have database and they are stored there. So if the buyer of the puppy wants to DNA the puppy just to prove where they come from, they can Embark test the DNA the puppy, and they will, since the mom and dad are in the database of the Embark, it will pop up that he is 100% offspring from those mom and dad. If you can DNA test your puppies and you buy from a reputable breeder who DNA their mom and dad, their studs and bitches, then the whole yard is DNA. That's where it's good to buy at, because you're pretty sure that they are 100%. No cheating, no falsification of documents. So I guess you've learned from this video that it's paper hanging has been happening ever since, and we just have to be careful because we work hard for this, for the money that you're gonna use to buy those puppies and do business with. But be careful, that's all I can say. Buy from reputable breeders, ask around, ask for referrals. If you're in doubt, don't do it. If the breeder tells you that you're gonna hang paperwork, don't do it, because sometimes you have to study the pedigree too. You have to look at the age of the dog, the color of the dog against the pedigree of what you're getting, the pedigree. You're gonna see that you're gonna if you're buying a merle and there's no merle in the pedigree, of course that's a fraud, that's a hang paperwork. I guess you've learned a lot from this episode, and please don't forget to click the like, share, and subscribe button down there so that you will be notified of the future updates of our videos. Hope all is well, and thank you and God bless. Have a good day.